Friends, Civ 6 fans, YouTube, thank you for watching, and welcome to the rules of flanking. So how do you get the flanking bonus? Well, first you have to complete the military tradition civic. When you hover over the star icon on the civics tree menu, you'll see that it says grants flanking and support combat bonuses to all combat units. Now, support combat bonuses are something quite different to flanking combat bonuses, so we'll cover those in another video. Before we get into the mechanics of the flanking bonus, however, it's worth taking a moment to put it in context by looking at the base melee strength of a couple of different units. Here you can see the melee strength of a warrior is 20 and the swordsman is 36. Meaning that when you upgrade a warrior into a swordsman, you're actually increasing the base strength of that melee unit by 16 combat strength. And remember, we're just talking about the base combat strength here, with no modifiers applied and no bonuses applied. And I wanted to show this combat strength difference just to put into context the fact that you can actually achieve up to 12 combat strength bonus modifier using the flanking bonus. And that's even without any kinds of modifiers applied, which we can get into a bit later. So that just underlines how important it is to apply your flanking bonuses, because even though it's certainly not a substitute for upgrading your troops, you would be missing out on some potentially significant combat bonuses if you were not fully aware of all of the different flanking rules, which we'll get into now. Rule 1. Flanking only applies when attacking, not defending. Pretty self-explanatory. If an enemy is attacking you, you won't get the bonus. If you're the one doing the attacking, you do get the bonus. Rule 2. At least 2 of your non-air military units must be adjacent to the enemy unit. Obviously, here we're talking about land military units and naval military units. So let's see how that plays out. In this scenario, let's say you want to do a melee attack on the red enemy unit. You obviously need to move at least one of your units adjacent to it before you can attack. So obviously, if we were going to attack with just the single unit adjacent to the enemy, we would not get any flanking bonus at all. So let's move another one of our units adjacent to the enemy unit before we attack. That way we can take advantage of the flanking bonus. This time when we attack, we actually get a +2 flanking bonus from having one additional unit adjacent to the enemy unit. And just for the purposes of demonstration, let's see what happens if we were to attack with the other unit. As you can see, you get the exact same bonus. Rule 3. Flanking bonuses stack with more adjacent units. So let's see what happens this time in our previous scenario if we move the one other unit adjacent to the enemy unit before attacking. So this time when we attack, the enemy is now flanked from more than one direction. And notice that the flanking bonus still applies even when our units are not adjacent to one another. So when we do the same melee attack as we did before, we actually get a +4 combat bonus rather than the +2 that we got last time. And when we attack with the other melee unit, we get the same bonus. And finally, we get the same bonus when we attack with the third melee unit. So now that you understand the basics of the flanking bonus mechanic, let's go over some of the particulars. Rule 4. Any non-air military unit can provide a flanking bonus. So to demonstrate this, let's go back to our previous scenario And let's imagine that we move an archer or another ranged unit adjacent to the enemy before attacking. Notice that the flanking bonus has gone up by another 2 to make a total of 6 this time. So it actually makes no difference whether you use a melee or ranged unit to provide the flanking bonus. Rule 5. Only melee units can receive a flanking bonus. Although ranged units can provide a flanking bonus, they do not themselves benefit from the flanking bonus. Rule 6. Land units must be on land to provide a flanking bonus. To demonstrate this, let's move an embarked melee unit to a coastal tile adjacent to the enemy unit. If we attack with one of the land melee units, we do not get an additional +2 flanking bonus from the embarked unit. So our flanking bonus is still +6. Rule number 7. Land units receive a flanking bonus when performing amphibious attacks. So if we go back to the previous scenario, and this time we attack with the embarked unit, which would be classed as an amphibious attack, we get the flanking bonus from all the land units, giving us +8 for this attack. Now, although we're not covering combat penalties in this video, it's certainly worth mentioning that amphibious attacks do suffer from a 10 combat strength penalty. Rule 8. Naval units can provide a flanking bonus to land units, and vice versa. So this time, if we move in a naval unit into the same hex as the unit we want to attack with, you'll see that it gives an additional +2 flanking bonus. So I did promise you a +12 flanking bonus. So let's see how that works. If I move in a land unit and a naval unit into the free hex, then when we attack with the land unit, you'll see that we get a +12 flanking bonus. And that's obviously from all 4 land units that are in place and the 2 naval units that are adjacent to the enemy. But if we attack with one of the land units, we only get a +10 flanking bonus. And that's because when we attacked with the embarked unit, we also had a naval unit in the same hex, which was providing the additional bonus. Rule 9. You cannot flank cities or encampments. Fairly self-explanatory. You simply do not get any flanking bonus whatsoever if the unit that you're attacking is within a city or an encampment. And finally, we get to rule number 10. Flanking bonuses can be multiplied by great generals and unit promotions. So let's go over some of those modifiers. The first is the light cavalry promotion tree, and the promotion is on the right hand side here, and it's called double envelopment, and that actually doubles the flanking bonus that you get when you attack. So in the case of our +12 flanking bonus, that would have ended up being a whopping +24. The next modifier is the warrior monk promotion tree. And you can see here, it's the very first promotion on the left-hand side called Shadow Strike, and it works exactly the same as double envelopment. Another modifier comes from the Great General Georgy Zhukov. And he, when he retires, gives a 50% flanking bonus for all land units. So again, let's use the +12 example that we had before. Having Georgy Zhukov's retirement would give an additional +6 giving a total of plus 18 flanking bonus. The last modifier is from Horatio Nelson, and when he retires, he gives the exact same bonus that Georgy Zhukov gave, except for naval units instead of land units. So, those were the rules of flanking. I hope you can put them to use to dominate in your own games. If you liked this, please leave a like or subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see some more content from me, please head over to twitch.tv/Civ6Guide. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.